Okay, so you can see I finished the row along the side of my head. I've got 5 rows, at the top of my head I've got 5 rollers from the forehead to the crown, and all of them are rolling from the front of the roller over the top and around, so back away from the face. So now we're going to start the next row, and the next row is going to be a little bit different in that we're going to start on this side and we're going to roll the opposite direction towards our face, but we're then going to continue all the way around, and we're going to end up on this side, and we're going to continue rolling in the exact same direction. So when I'm rolling toward my face over here, as I come around the back side, when I get over to this side of my face, I'm actually going to be rolling toward the back. So as I roll towards the back here, continuing that, we'll be rolling towards the front on the other side. So I'm going to start on this side because it's the easiest for me to do. So I always start with the easy stuff and do the hard stuff when I get frustrated. But we're going to do the same thing as we did before. We're going to take a nice sort of 1.5 inch section, as straight as we can make it. Alright, and then I'm going to try and capture this extra stuff at the bottom so that I don't accidentally pull it in to my rollers. Same process, we're just going to go the opposite direction now with the rollers. So section off that little square. Brush it up. And setting motion. Coming through. Now this time we're going to place the roller in front of the hair instead of behind the hair. So before we were placing it behind the hair and rolling back, this time we're going to place the roller in front of the hair and roll it forward. So hair is behind the roller. Bring my hair around. Try and get those ends tucked in. Trying not to twist the hair. I see I've got a little bit of an unevenness at the front. Start that again. So I often don't start at my ends. I start kind of close to my ends and then wrap the ends around. Some people might say you shouldn't do that. It doesn't seem to make much of a difference for me. So I go ahead and do it because it's easier and it makes sure I get my ends tucked in so I don't have weird little wonky bits. So now I've rolled towards the front of my head. I'm going to tuck in these little ends. With the pillow rollers, I find that the best place to tuck in the ends is actually where your root is, rather than in front where the roll is. If I were to put it up here, it would want to kind of roll backwards and come out. So that's why, since we're rolling from here back, these are all at the root. Since we're rolling from the back forward here, those little ends are at the root of the hair. So we're just going to continue that all the way down this section of hair. I'm going to make it match the row next to it. It's just going to be rolled the opposite direction. Another thing with pillow rollers is sometimes they, because it's a wire in the middle of the roller, they will slide off to the side. So make sure your roller is situated in the center of the wire before you start. Looks like I missed this guy. Where is he coming from? I missed that guy before. Right. Coming from the center of the roller, that way you have room to wrap these ends around. So it looks like I missed this guy, and I think he goes with this one. So I'm just going to go ahead, since he's been sprayed, go ahead and add him in here before I get too far. Since he's at the front, he's kind of more important. If he were in the back, I probably would have just wrapped him with the guy next to him, with this one. But in the front, it's probably going to bother me more than if he were in the back. Okay, so I've got the second guy rolled forward. Twist the bunny ears towards the back, but they stay better. Okay. So one thing I find that's difficult when you're rolling forward is that sometimes the hair can get caught in these bunny hairs that you've already done. Some people might want to work this way. I just like to work backwards because it's easier for me. So I'm going to complete this row. Okay, so I have finished this row, all rolling them towards the front of my head. I've got 4 rollers here. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to try and I'm going to section off this side, and then I'm going to try and connect the two around the back because we need to turn the corner so that the wave is more likely to connect all the way back. So go ahead and we'll make a row over here. If you so desired, you could start over here and do the back later. For me, it seems to be easier to keep going around the side, all the way around the back and wrapping around so that I don't forget which direction I'm rolling things, since it can become confusing when you are alternating like we are with this pattern. Go ahead and capture this stuff here. And now I'm going to try and connect these two sections. And to be honest, I don't do it any way that's like super professional or perfect. I just kind of, with my fingers, find where the parts seem to be, and then with my fingernails, try and connect them. Looks like I got some in this clip here. So I'll do this instead. So find where these edges are, and then connect them. Connect them in some way. Alright, so take this stuff and roll it up. Alright, so went ahead and I gathered the hair to go around. So the wave, because it's not quite perfect, the sections I took aren't quite even. That means the wave is kind of going to go a little bit sideways on my head. You could have, if you wanted to, done another row, left this row as it is and done another row back and taken that one all the way around so that it would be an even wave around. But I actually like the other side of the part, both parts, to have the wave going, the curls going away from the head so that you can brush them forward in the final styling, but that's really just up to you. Alright, so the tricky part now is we're going to do the back side of the head. So we get the back side of the head here. And I'm not super perfect at the back side of the head. I'm just going to use my fingers. And I'm actually going to take sections that I guess are more triangular than square, because I want the curlers to remain horizontal as they turn the corner. So that's a little bit too much there. I'm going to take something like that. Go ahead and comb it, and I got to remember that I am going forward with a roller. I apologize for my dog barking. I'm not sure what he's barking at. Probably my husband in the other room watching television. And so I'm actually taking these off the side a little bit because I'm no longer trying to go back down my head, but instead around the side of my head. So to keep it going the same direction, I'm actually going to start putting them a little bit more horizontal. So you can see that is starting to get myself in a place where I can turn the corner around that curler. So we're going to take another diagonal side slice here. Do the same thing. Out to the side. Done in, wrapping the bunny ears around so that you can see it's becoming more horizontal as I turn around that corner.